For this holiday, we'll be having a ball. Yes, Christmas is ours. Sing out, one and all.
You're tuned in to Paranormal TV Network and you're listening to Haunted Moments, and I am your host, Reverend Dr. Theresa F. Koch. Christmas and ghosts have had a long and close relationship, from the many miracles said to surround the birth of Jesus to the traditions of Dickens' ghosts in A Christmas Carol. It seems a time of year when the paranormal is possible and ghosts wander around. Now let's explore just a few small tales of such sights. This story takes us to Ohio in 1961. They say, "My bedroom was at the end of the house. I went to sleep on Christmas Eve. I don't know what time it was, but I know it was very late when I suddenly was awoken. I was staring at my bedroom door, which was catty-corner from my bed. The door slowly opened and I squinted my eyes shut just a bit because I didn't want my mother or father to catch me up in the middle of the night. There was a night light in the hallway and one behind the dresser in my room, so there was some light. I was so astonished, however, at who opened the bedroom door. I found myself looking at a man dressed in a red suit. He had white trim around his waist like fur and long white beard, and was wearing a Santa hat. He had red pants and black boots. If I closed my eyes, I can still see this Santa standing in my door today. It made such an impression on me. He stood there and looked at me for a few minutes, then closed the door. I pulled the blankets up over my head for a while. I was so afraid. Finally I looked out, but no one was there. The next day I asked my mother if she or my father had been out of the bed the previous night. My mother said no. In fact, my sister was only 4 months old, and my mother said she had slept through the night for the first time, and neither of my parents had gotten up. They were tired and they both slept, so I don't know who or what looked in my bedroom that night. I told my mother I saw Santa, and she got really mad at me and told me that I did not. But I know what I saw. It was Santa Claus, and I swear this story happened. I know it wasn't a dream." Now our next story happened near Seattle, Washington, Christmas Eve, 1957. The teller says, "My mom was at the kitchen window when she yelled for my sister and me. We were about 5 or 7 years old at the time. 'Come look,' she said, and there was Santa and an elf carrying a big brown bag, walking down the middle of our street. My dad went running out the door to see if Santa would come and say Merry Christmas to his children. But Santa, the elf, and the big brown bag just vanished before all of our eyes." This next story says, "It was Christmas time of 1995 at my aunt's house on a reservation in North Dakota. Some of my family were in the living room watching television. The kids were playing in the rooms or sleeping, and my uncle, aunt, and I were sitting at the table putting a puzzle together. My cousin, who worked at a nearby casino, would come home around midnight or 1 a.m. This night, as she pulled up and was walking around towards the house, she looked in the window and saw me sitting at the table. My uncle sitting across from me, and someone standing to the left of me, and someone standing in the corner. So she continued to walk in the house, thinking nothing of it. When she got in, she said her hellos, put her stuff away, and came and joined us at the table. As we were sitting there talking, she looked at me and asked who had been standing next to me a few minutes ago and who had been standing in the corner. I told her no one, and she said, 'Yeah, there was someone standing next to you. It looked like your mom, and she was playing with your hair.' You see, I have long hair, which I used to wear down all the time. She said this person was running her hand on my hair like a mother does a child. It kind of freaked me out, being I was probably only like 13 at the time. My cousin swears up and down that someone was standing over me, rubbing my head and watching me put the puzzle together with my aunt and uncle, and that there was another person standing behind this person. We got around to thinking it was probably her mom and that she had seen. She had passed away on her birthday a week before Christmas back in 1992. In my family, we consider our aunts and uncles to be just like our mothers and fathers. After thinking that it could have been her, it didn't scare me so much. However, we couldn't figure out who the person standing in the corner was, and always around Christmas time, something strange seems to happen. We just think it's her visiting us again." You've been tuned in to Paranormal TV Network, and you've been listening to Haunted Moments, and I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Theresa F. Koch. Happy holidays.
Making Christmas is so fine. It's ours this time, and won't the children be surprised?